Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Starcraft Nation. Jared Zoya Eggleston here, and with me, as always, is Kevin Unknown Zandersick, and we are starting a new thing known as the Starcraft Corner, where we'll be talking about everything StarCraft 2 and esports related. And Unknown, give everyone a quick little brief overview of what we'll be doing.
We'll be going over news, anything big in the esports, and tournaments, whatever we want to talk about. If there's nothing too big happening, we'll just talk about strategy, talk about anything StarCraft related. So whatever we want to talk about, we will do that here.
Yep. So, starting off, the first thing we want to dive straight into is the GSL up and down matches. I'm just going to give a quick overview of the last 2 days of it, and then Unknown will go a little bit deeper into the matchups, specifically Hux matchups. So, day one, if you haven't watched GSL yet or don't know who's won and you don't want to know yet because you want to watch it, just go ahead and skip ahead a couple minutes because we're going to be talking about the matches up for the next couple minutes. So, first group was Huck, Inca, and Choya Fo Yu. Inca 2-0ing Huck. Yeah, pretty crazy, pretty simple there. And then Huck moving on to fight Choya Fo Yu. Huck winning game 1, losing game 2, and winning game 3. So Huck and Inca will be in code S this next season, and Choya Fo Yu will be code A. And then next matchup was Nest T, Leenock, and Marine King Prime. Nest T 2-0ing Leenock, and then Marine King Prime 2-0ing Leenock. So definitely another standard thing there. Definitely saw, which sucks for Leenock because Leenock's a great player, but he will be moving to Code A now. And next day was Group C, which was Startail Virus, TSL Fruit Dealer, and Startail Ace. Fruit Dealer 2-0ing Startail Virus, and then Ace getting 2-0'd by Virus, which is a huge upset in my opinion. Startail Ace, who just dominated IEM, was expected to be in Code A or Code S, but no, Code A now. And then Group D, which was TSL Killer, OGS Xenio, and Slayers Boxers. TSL Killer 2-0ing Xenio, and then the Xenio Boxer game was Xenio winning game 1, Boxer winning game 2, and Xenio winning game 3. So Boxer will be in Code A now. And Unknown, do you want to talk a little bit about each matchup, specifically starting with Huck?
Yeah, Huck is definitely the player most people are interested in. And starting out his first match against Inca, he got 2-0'd, which really isn't too surprising. Inca is one of the strongest PvPers out there, and he's just able to crush Huck. First game he did Huck was going for a 4-gate, and Inca went for a 3-gate robo, but he kind of made it look like he was doing a 4-gate, and he forced Huck back into his base after picking off Huck's Stalker and his Zealot in the middle of the map without losing a unit of his own. So right at the start, Inca was at a pretty big lead. He pushed Huck back into his base and faked a 4-gate attack, which allowed him to get up his robo, get out Immortals, and then whenever Huck went for his 4-gate push, he actually decided to transition into Blink Stalkers, but Inca had 2 Immortals ready, he had Zealots, and he was basically able to just push back Huck. Huck wasn't able to do anything. And then Inca took an expansion and pushed out across the map and just was able to crush Huck. It wasn't too much that Huck could do. And that was pretty much the only interesting game. The next one wasn't too exciting. So going on to Huck versus Choya, the first game was actually one of the more interesting PvPs I've seen. Basically, Huck went for a 4-gate, and Inca sat in his base, and then he faked an expansion and let Huck scout it, and then canceled it. And then from there, he went Blink Stalkers and tried to go Dark Templar, but he got a Stalker into Huck's base, saw that he had a Robo, and he canceled the Dark Shrine at about 75% because he knew Huck would have Observers, and his Dark Templar wouldn't do any damage. And during this time, Huck also went Blink Stalkers, and he saw with his Observers that Choya had no Robo of his own, so he went for Dark Templar as well. And then he got 2 Dark Templar into Choya's base, was able to basically kill all the probes, and Choya pushed out for an attack, but Huck was able to defend it with some Dark Templars, and Choya was forced to GG from there. And then game 2, Choya beat Huck. I think it was a 4-gate versus 4-gate. Nothing really too interesting. And game 3 was a 4-gate versus 4-gate again, except Choya got caught way out of position with part of his army. Huck was able to pick off a couple of Stalkers and then push into Choya's base. And again, Choya's army was separated. And Huck was just able to kill more Stalkers in his base. Then he was able to overwhelm Choya, kill the pylon supporting all of his warp gates, and Choya was forced to GG which brought Huck up to Code S and Choyu down to Code A.
Yeah, pretty outstanding upsets there. So, lots of different things going on here. Leenock getting Code A, that sucks. He's an extremely strong Zerg player. And then we have, who else went to Code A? We have Ace, Startail Ace going to Code A with Slayer's Boxer. Now, Ace, I believe, is going to dominate Code A next season, depending on who else is there. But if more big names like Ace and Boxers get thrown in there, Code A could just be so much fun. As well, most people watch Code S because of how professional it is, but now Code A's got some great players, just not with the foreigners and stuff. So, yeah.
It's actually a little disappointing seeing Leenock stay in Code A because he's one of these guys who's been looking real good. Everyone thought he was going to be in Code S, but he got stuck in a group of death basically against Marine King and Nesty. So, I don't know. Maybe next season we'll be seeing him in Code S.
Yep, hopefully that will be the case. Leenock is a great player, but enough of the up and down matches. Let's go into MC versus July. We're not going to really talk much about it. We just want to, give our opinions on it because the match hasn't occurred yet. But in my opinion, MC is going to dominate July. It's going to be a 4-1 victory at the best for July. Now, July is not a bad player. He's actually really good. He was an amazing Brood War player, so he's got that. But he's having a slow start with StarCraft 2. He's finally starting to make a splash, but MC is MC for a reason. He is going to destroy July, in my opinion.
Yeah, July Zerg has a pretty defined play style. He can be very aggressive. He can basically make solid decisions right on the fly and stick to that decision for the entire game. And I don't know, he has some interesting strategies sometimes. Maybe he'll be able to catch MC off guard and take a couple of games, but I really don't see him winning. I think MC is going to win quite convincingly.
Yep. Now, don't be like, oh, July 1, Zoya and Unknown don't know what they're talking about. July has a chance of winning. It's not like 100% MC, but, the favor's in MC's hand. He's, a god amongst men for the most part. July is not a bad player. He's an amazingly strong Zerg, and, he was one of the best Brood War players, so he's definitely got a lot on his side. But, like I said, MC's probably going to take a win. Now, moving on to a new post on Team Liquid today. There's a new team house starting up in Florida. It's going to be 2 people from Fnatic are moving from Europe to Florida. It will be Fnatic TT1 and Phoenix. They will be coming to America, and they're going to be living with Root Cats and Druby. And that's just a huge step in the right direction. Most people make the team houses in Korea, but now we're starting to get more of them in, outside of Korea, and this is just amazing what, this team house can do for the American scene.
Yeah, this is huge. Up until now, if you wanted to be a pro gamer, you went to Korea, and that was it. There was nowhere else where you could actually make a living doing this. But now we actually have people moving from Europe to the United States, and that just shows how huge this game, how huge this community is really becoming, that people can actually come out here instead of Korea.